How you guys doing? So we're out pregame BP. I'm just answering some questions you guys got for the game. If you guys got any questions. I think my camera out here is really bad. It's not focusing too. Oh, so 3-2 pitch. It depends how the batter got set up before, but yeah, it really depends on how the at-bat's going. Let's say you threw fastballs early on. My best pitch is my curveball, so I know that I can land that first strike pretty much anytime I want. I'd say in general, you want to throw your best. Dude just hit a home run, but you want to throw your best pitch, your best singular pitch in a 3-2 count that you trust to get out of the jams. You don't want to really mess around. You don't want to get beat with your worst stuff. So if your curveball is your best pitch, use that in the 3-2 count. There's another home run. Holy crap, hit that out of the stadium. Yeah, I like to come out here and watch the other team's BP before we start the games, but yeah, what's your go-to? You got any pitches that you specifically throw? Or is like 0-0 count your favorite count to be in? What's up, CH Lee? How do you say that? Am I saying it correctly? Got burnt toast at the 3-2 count question. And then my dad yelled at me when I pitched. What should I do? First of all, yelling isn't really fixing the problems. Yelling doesn't fix the problems. If I were you, I'd say, how do you fix your problem? Like, ask him, like, if he says just throw strikes, well, how do you do that? What am I doing wrong? Ask him to take video of you first. That way you guys can review it later. Tell him he doesn't need to be yelling at you. Yelling does not work. It doesn't fix issues. You don't need a drill instructor to make yourself throw harder. You need video, watching stuff, and being able to understand what you're doing wrong to throw harder. So tell your dad to stop yelling. Tell him that does not work, and ask him what you're doing wrong to fix it. So instead of saying, what am I doing? Like, instead of yelling about it, say like, hey, okay, we understand you have something wrong. What do I need to do to fix it? Tell him to tell you what you need to do to fix it. Oh, your knuckleball? What type of grip you using on that knuckleball? Is it like just a actual, like this kind of grip? There's like different ones where you wrap your fingers like a splitter knuckleball. There's different types of knuckleballs out there. It's not just one type of grip. And then also, what's up, Nolan? How you doing today? Looks beautiful out there. Yeah, it's a nice little setup out here. Got a really good backdrop. You can see the scoreboard. Definitely The only thing that sucks out here is the elevation. It's like 5,000 feet. No, 4,000, 4,300. So it's like 700 feet under Coors Field. So as you can imagine, balls fly out here. And it's harder to pitch, but it's a really good view. It's like 335 down the line. You can see over here, 390 dead center. Stadium holds about 7,000 people. It's a pretty big field. And it's also really nice out here. Yeah, I just want to get on live and ask you guys any questions you guys had. I'm out here just sitting in some stands before the game to get some sun and also talk to you guys. You change your strategy in higher elevation? Oh yeah, that's a good question. It depends on what the ball is doing that night with the wind or the batter. So I'm more of a vert guy. I like to stay at the top of the zone, and obviously elevation we throw up in the zone. Like, so you look at this ball, it's gonna be a home run. Look at that. Oh, hit the fence. But you need to be able to get out even in elevation to pitch good, obviously. So you can't be afraid to let them hit the ball in the air. But I'd say getting in on dudes' hands, a lot of people get scared to throw inside on guys. It doesn't matter how hard of a thrower you are. You need to be able to pitch inside, because the way dudes hit home runs is they get their hands extended. Even on inside pitches, they have to get out in front to get it. And a lot of away pitches get out in elevation because the ball just stays in the air. So like a lot of pitches like, oh, just throw away or throw low. Throwing low and away just isn't really, that's like the easiest pitch to hit, especially in pro ball and veteran hitters, because it gets in a 2-strike count and all they want to do is just protect and just keep contact on the ball. So you need to throw in on dudes, get them off the plate, get them uncomfortable, and then that's when you can break stuff off to get them. Where's this at? This is a home field in Ogden. What's up, Alexander? So this is a home field where I play at in Ogden. This is the first time going live though this season. Figured I'd show you guys the stadium and the backdrop. This is my home field. It has 7,000 seats here. It can hold up to like 8. What's the earliest way to gain VELO, or the easiest? You asking about like gaining VELO as a kid, or are you asking about like what's the easiest, like in general? Yeah, as you guys can see, it's a nice day out here too. It's really beautiful. You can see the mountains back there. Taking BP, there's a ball over there. Oh, as a kid. As a kid, I'd say mobility, and then also just being able to, if you can just move correctly. You want to try to develop your movement down the mound. If you can move your body, like sinking into your hips and your hinge correctly, that's the best thing you can do at a young age to make yourself throw harder. And then mechanically, you want to be able to, there's more of the field too. Mechanically, you want to be able to move correctly without arm pain. That's a big thing, I think. However hard you can throw without being hurt as a kid is normally what's going to make you throw better overall. Go-to pitch in any count. You want to be able to throw all your pitches for strikes in any count. My go-to pitch is my curveball, specifically for me, but my arm slot, because I'm a lower arm slot guy. It's like a sweeper, so that's what works for me. Mechanically, things you can work on with your mechanics to throw harder when you're younger. I think that's it. Bob Joe was asking that. Yeah, you want to be able to move. Just, I'd say get on one of those half like plyo ball things and just move correctly. Alexander, if there was one pitch you wish you could throw, what would it be? Oh, a splitter by far. Splitters are hard on your arm. I wouldn't suggest little kids to learning them, just because the way you throw, it's like you're stopping the pronation and supination. Those are really tough on your arm. But that pitch at a higher level is super hard to hit, especially when you throw over 90, because it wobbles. Looks like a knuckleball coming out of the hand, breaks down and guys have trouble hitting it. So splitter definitely is a good pitch to learn when you get at a high level. But for younger kids, I'd say curveball, sliders, change ups. They're okay to throw as long as you're moving correctly and you're not putting too much tax on your arm. You're a multi-sport high school athlete. Yes, I was. Yeah, I think it's dumb to specialize in one sport as a high school athlete. I was a football player and baseball player. I was a 4-year letterman in football, 4-year letterman in baseball. I actually had more offers as a football player coming out of high school. I played DN, played punter, played kicker, played pulling guard, so I was on both sides of the field. I was a little bigger in high school. I was like 240 pounds, so I didn't really translate to being an outfielder in baseball, but in high school I was an outfielder and pitcher. And then when I got to pro balls, where I transitioned to being just a pitcher, and then that's what I do now. But it's definitely, I'd advise trying to have multiple sports and techniques you can do. I wish I actually would have done more sports too, because it teaches you so much stuff that, like ranging a ball in the out, like in the infield. That's such a good hard thing to learn. Like that can translate to footwork and other drills and stuff like that in football, and just being a multi-dimensional player. Is this a good rotation, four seam, circle change, slider, cutter, splitter? Yeah, it just depends on your arm slot though. I'd say if you're more over the top, circle change is definitely going to be good over the top. Same thing with slider and cutter. Lower arm slot, I don't know really about cutter, split the slider. Those two together are kind of like the same pitch. I'd try to master one of those and make that a really good pitch. You don't want to have too much as a kid pitches because it can be hard to replicate that. But at a higher level, it's good to have multiple different types of pitches and stuff that you can sprinkle in there to get guys off balance. That really is where it separates guys as you go up in levels. How do you like to get the feeling of hip extension, like put force in the ground, holding your back? So are you talking about the hinge or the lead leg block when you're going down the mound specifically? You talking about like your back foot where you're pressing off and trying to feel the backside? Or are you talking about stopping your momentum and like blocking your momentum off? Because when it comes to hip extension isn't really stuff I look at. I look more into the hinge and sitting in your leg movement down the mound for velocity. But I'd say a good thing for that is probably a pistol squat. Pistol squats force you to sit down and use your quad. I think using your quads is underrated of how much it is helpful for you. A lot of people like to work more on the hamstrings, but quad work, getting your quad stronger is really good for moving down the mound correctly when you need to really throw harder. I just got done with BP, by the way, so I'll show you guys the field a little bit more. We're about like, let's see what time it is. We're about an hour out of game time right now, so got a little bit more time before I go in to get ready. If you guys got any more questions, please drop them down there because I gotta go pretty soon. But they have a really good slider. I might cut out splitter and cutter because I do have a high arm slot. It depends how consistently you can hit your spots with these too. You don't want to just have multiple pitches to have them. You want to be able to mix your spots, locations, whatever pitch you can consistently hit a spot in, you should keep and throw more. So, like let's say you throw a bullpen 25 pitches with these pitches, can you hit the spot, let's say 12 times, half the time, or whatever pitch, like let's say you only hit it like 2 times, like you need to probably work on that pitch. But your slot depicts on a pitch on how good it's going to be too. If you're a lower arm slot dude, your slider and probably cutter are going to be better than circle change. But if you're over the top, circle change might be good because it's just the gravity and the way things come out. Did I play other positions? Like in baseball or football? Because we were talking earlier about my football career. But baseball, I was an outfielder. And then got recruited as an outfielder, turned into a pitcher when I went to college. And then that's when they, because I was a slow runner. I was like a 7-1 runner out of high school. I hit like 420 my senior year. He had 30 RBIs in 22 games, but wasn't a big power threat. I could hit the ball hard, but I only ran like a 7.1, which that's not super fast for college. My roommate ran a 6.3. And they're like, you're not going to be in the outfield unless you can hit home runs consistently. So went to the mound, hit 91 my freshman year. And I also had the arm injury in high school too, so I didn't really pitch. But yeah, I played other positions and was recruited as an outfielder at first. Top Velocity sent something out recently about the quad and let it lead. Like, yeah. So it's still kind of new. A lot of people don't talk about the quads. I've been very invested in the quad dominant stuff, especially with the way I step down the mound in my legs. Quad stability is one of the most underrated things that they don't really teach, but it's something that is underrated that can help you throw harder. Are you able to convert potential energy to energy you can use? So what do you mean by potential? Like how strong you are and move it down the mound? To do that, you just have to move better down the mound. You can translate all your strength and energy into pitching by just wherever you're really strongest at, you need to move your body. So like if you're really good with, like, let's say your quads or your calves, you need to angle your body a certain way down the mound where these muscles can get into the into use quicker. And it's all about how you leverage your weaknesses and strengths. And if you see dudes that are super weak and throw hard, it's because they know how to move with their strength and weaknesses down the mound to throw hard. Everyone's different, so everyone moves a certain way. I will try to keep that in mind. Okay. Sort of talking up to the drop phase and rotation phase where you sort of move towards the target and back hip extends, but sort of pushes. Yeah, so when it comes to the back foot extending and pushing, you're not actually sitting. It's more of a corkscrew movement. So like when you put your foot into the dirt, it kind of goes into the rubber this way, and it counteracts your body going this way to stop that way. You're not actually, you're not really pushing. You're just corkscrewing into the dirt. Let's say your cleats right here, and here, let's say the edge of the video is the rubber. You're doing this into it, so it's turning like my foot going like this, kind of that movement, rather than a push. You're not pushing. You're corkscrewing in against, so your knees almost like pushing in that way for the corkscrew. The 65 good for a 12-year-old? Yes, it is. That's good velocity. Like I said, the number, I know I talked about my numbers when I was in Little League, but your number isn't the important thing because you're still growing. Different kids grow at different speeds. Some people are 6 foot at 12. Some people are less than 5 foot. It all depends on how you're maturing and how you're moving. But my thing is about VELO with young age is you have to intently move. You can't just not try to throw hard. You need to still be trying to throw your hardest effectively, is what I say for Little Leaguers. Especially for like different pitches, you don't want to baby pitches. Like a lot of things you'll see with kids is they'll try to use a changeup and they'll just try to throw it slower, like a slower fastball. A changeup isn't just supposed to be a slow fastball. It's supposed to be a movement pitch that gets them off balance. And a lot of dudes will just baby it at a young age. You need to still be throwing all your pitches at max intent because that's how you learn to throw them and you allow the grip to do the work. So that's what I say more. So 65 at 12 is good. It's not about the number at that age, it's about your intent and if you're able to throw hard as you can and still hit a spot. Good luck, man. Thank you. Does the weight room affect velocity more than mobility? I'd say it depends on your age. Mobility is going to affect you way more at a younger age and at an older age. So, like if you're a kid that's like 9 years old to probably 13 or 14, mobility is going to be way more beneficial than going to the weight room. If you're a kid that is before the age of 14 to let's say 20, 21, that's going to be more beneficial to go to the weight room. But both of them, you need to do both. Mobility is a massive key. You never want to neglect mobility because that's how you get elastic mobility. You can get all the stronger strength you need, but it's not going to help you unless you actually move correctly and stay mobile and healthy. And anything past like 22, I'd say mobility is a big piece also as you get older. You also want to be stronger, but mobility does not want to be let go. How do you get into correct mindset within games, like not thinking of external stuff, just trusting your body's ability, sort of like. So this is a good thing too. Actually, it's a good idea. I might make a video about that. I think it's important to block out everything you can outside of the game, even stuff in game. Really, stuff is out of your control once you let go of the ball. Even the hitter hitting the ball, you have to understand that. You could throw a pitch right down the middle and they could miss it, or you could throw a really good pitch and they could hit it. So getting yourself in the mindset of, I'm just going to try to move my body correctly, and then not being outcome dependent of what happens in the game is the best way to go about it. If you consistently say, hey, I'm going to move correctly and think about moving correctly and hit my spot, that's better than looking at, hey, I released the ball weird and it went everywhere, and then having a bad mindset that you can't get out of. Because then if that happens, you're kind of mentally messed up, and it's hard to get out of it once you're mentally messed up. So don't allow the game outcome to depict how you act inside. You need to just have the mindset that you're trying to do everything correctly to set yourself up into a position if the good stuff happens, it happens. You can't really force good things. And you can't really, that also helps when, like, let's say it's 0-2 and someone tries to throw a nasty pitch and then they end up hitting it. You can't force strikeouts either. You have to just sometimes try less harder on yourself to just allow your body to move. Some guys like to tense up, some guys like to over try. You can't over try as a player in baseball. You just have to allow your training and what you've done up to that spot to take over and work for you. That was a really good question. If you're able to strive, what is strive? Let me see what time it is, because I gotta get out of here pretty soon. I probably got like 2 more minutes. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Pollard, what were you saying? I'll show you guys the field one more time before we get out of here, because I gotta get ready for the game. You guys got any last questions before? You guys, it's a really nice stadium. We're in the middle of like downtown too. Oh no, downtown's that way. See over here. You guys got any more questions before I get out of here? Thanks for staying on the live and talking. I'll probably start doing these more often because I like to interact live with people. It's all good to hear the videos and stuff, but being live with someone and actually asking them questions, you can learn a lot more rather than just watching what I post. And if anytime you guys ever comment on stuff, I try to get back. Get thousands of comments, so it's hard to respond to everything, but I really try my best with it. But yeah, and you're welcome for all the answers and stuff. Thank you for asking questions too. So this time, normally after BP is when I'll try to go live, and we got a next 2 home game series, so we'll be here for all the series coming up. But thank you guys again for sticking around and watching, and got like, let's say 1 more minute. We'll try to get it to 25 minutes. We're at 23 minutes and 30 seconds. So if you guys got any more questions before I get out of here, I'll be happy to answer those. If you guys got anything else for me. But thanks for showing the love and support and staying along and watching the journey. It's been we're out halfway through the season too, so we got a little bit more time to go. I think there's about like 6 weeks maybe. Dealing with a little thing right now, but hoping to get back on the field pretty soon. Let's see. Got, say, 1 more minute left, and then we'll probably get off of this to go get ready. So hopefully you remember me from a crap ton of your videos. I was wondering if you're gonna add another pitch to your arsenal. Silver Shard, yeah. So I actually added a splitter recently. Used it in a game, got a strikeout with it. And then I've been tweaking with a slider, but slider hasn't really come about yet. But splitter's definitely the thing I've been working on. And yes, I do remember you've seen you comment on a bunch of stuff. Thanks for the love and support you showed all throughout. And yeah, so splitter's the new pitch. It's about like 80 to 85. Has like wobble movement on it, so that's my new pitch I've been learning. But thank you guys for watching. I think I'm going to log off, and If you guys have any other questions, please drop them in the comments of other videos and I'll get back to you guys. Thank you guys again and have a good rest of your day.